goodness. We are definitely rocking in the dark horse tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Penta has arrived. Oh yeah. Penta made his WWE in-ring debut tonight. And you couldn't have asked for a better debut for one of the world's greatest luchadors. Everybody is talking about him. The world will be talking about him in the weeks to come. Tony Khan fumbles another one, man. How many does that make now? Damian Priest and Finn Balor, man, tremendous main event. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre all announce they will be in the Royal Rumble. And Lyra Valkryria is your new Women's Intercontinental Champion. 2.5 hour Raw, man. You gotta love it. Welcome to my goofy podcast, where we outdraw a few independent pro wrestlers that want to start shit. I'm going to the venue to drink their tears. And when I get there on this Monday night, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for January 13th, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Monday evenings, wherever you may be. Man, that was a good show tonight, huh? We got the Raw that we should have got last week. this week. This show blew last week's show out of the water. And Monday Night Raw is now back on the right track, the track that it needs to be on in the Netflix era. And it goes to show you that all the bitching and complaining that some of us real fans did last week was all worth it. Because everybody is looking at this show tonight super excited. And nobody's talking about the very middle of the road show that we got last week. None of those people were going to get over because The Undertaker was out there with them. Nobody was going to remain a new fan with Hulk Hogan out there and whatever else they wanted to trot out there on a Monday night. This is what we signed up for. I don't care about gaining a new audience. Everything that they did didn't really get any new audience whatsoever. It was basically one big infomercial. Here we are. We'll see you next week. So we had to wait till this week to get the Monday Night Raw that we should have got last week. And everything that everybody was complaining about seemingly was a non-factor on this Monday night. And I want to start with the most important thing that happened tonight. And the most important thing that happened tonight was the debut of Pentagon Jr., Penta El Zero Miedo, the man himself, coming on over from AEW, and has now finally landed in his new home. He's now in the big time, as Michael Cole so eloquently put tonight. He is now in the big time. He is now in WWE. I think you guys are going to, if you know me well enough, if you've been here for any amount of time, you're going to know exactly where I'm going with this. First of all, I want to start out and say that I understand some people's hesitation on WWE keeping somebody like Penta in the spotlight and keeping his momentum high and not having that dwindle like Triple H has done with a couple of people on the main roster that have made their return back to WWE. I know he hasn't been perfect. Some people have suffered. Some people have kind of laid dormant, not really doing much of anything. And some have broke through and find themselves in a nice spot going into WrestleMania season. Others, they don't find themselves in a good spot right now. It's going to be tooth and nail, clawing their way to get some sort of WrestleMania spot in Las Vegas. So I understand people's hesitation. I understand people's, wariness in regards to Penta. Tonight, WWE, first of all, this afternoon, they made no secret about it. I mean, Michael Cole even said it tonight. It was the worst kept secret of the week. Honestly, of the last 4 weeks, to be quite honest with you. Michael Cole said it was the worst kept secret in all of pro wrestling for the last several weeks. And as of this morning, when I woke up, I started seeing tweets. You guys started seeing tweets on social media, on X. And WWE had released a whole line of Pentagon Jr. merchandise on WWEshop.com. They even had Penta on the homepage, right at the top, in their banner, when you went to WWEshop.com. People were complaining. Why did they ruin it, JD? I don't know why they couldn't keep it a surprise, JD. I don't know. Why do you feel that way, Resident Geek number 7? The fuck do you mean, why didn't they keep it a surprise? Did you watch the last 4 weeks where it blatantly gave away who the fucking guy coming to Monday Night Raw was? You had some fucking idiots online, I will not mention names, thinking that he was going to debut last week when that was never in the plans. Yes, they made a match with the New Day, or teased a match with the New Day, but that was never really guaranteed for January 6th. So they saved it for this week, where clearly you saw the direction of Triple H and the fact that he got literally the first 45 minutes of the fucking show. So I think it's a job well done there, man. Triple H had the right idea. They didn't ruin anything. You knew exactly where they were going with it. You knew exactly he was showing up. You knew exactly when he was going to be there. I mean, Triple H last week after the Monday Night Raw premiere on Netflix, during the post-show media scrum, some fucking geek asked him, well, what do you think about Chad Gable's opponent? Can you give us any indication on who it's going to be? And Triple H basically looked at him and said, I think you know who it's going to be. Everybody knew who it was going to be. Why not get the merchandise out there? Why not generate buzz for something you already know? And by the sounds of it, I think San Jose also knew exactly who was in the ring tonight, especially by the end of the night. So that's number one. Number two, why did they release merchandise hours before his debut match with Chad Gable on Monday Night Raw? You see, WWE, even if AEW wasn't a thing, they'd be petty. If AEW never mentioned WWE, if Tony Khan and that roster, that locker room, never mentioned WWE in any way, shape, or form, WWE would still be petty for the simple reason of AEW still existing. They don't want AEW anywhere in this realm of pro wrestling. So no matter what, WWE would have been petty with AEW and would have been petty with Tony Khan. They did what they did today as a strategic move. They wanted to show you, what have you done with him when you had him for 5 years? Where's his merchandise? Where's his likeness? Where are you as a business? Which we know they're not. Where are you as a business trying to capitalize on this fucking money-making machine that we have now, that you had for 5 years? Where is that business acumen? Where is that business mentality, that business mindset to make as much money off of him as you possibly can? And where is that business for him to make as much money as he possibly can with you backing him? AEW didn't do that. AEW didn't do that because they are not a real business. They will never be a real business. Tony is not interested in running it as a business. This is Tony Khan's wet dream. AEW is Tony Khan's own personal toy chest. That's all it is. I don't know how many times I have to keep repeating that. This is his little sandbox. He's in there with no friends because he's a fucking weirdo. He's in there by himself playing with his little action figures, man. Oh, my God, look at hologram. Oh, my God, look at this commander. I'm going to make a new championship, Dad. His parents look at him like he's the biggest fucking geek in the entire world. And he's got all these toys, man, all these toys at his disposal, at his fingertips. And he plays with who he wants to play with on any given week. And if you do something out of line, you get put back in the toy chest and you sink to the very bottom. That's why you did not see many people tweet about Penta, even though there might have been a close personal friendship with Penta. How many people did you guys take a whiff of what was going on social media? Did you guys peep who did and did not tweet tonight during Penta's debut on Monday Night Raw? Thunder Rosa tweeted. She was very vocal about what she said. Swerve even tweeted. Very low-key, but he tweeted. Everybody else remained silent. I see Mikey Ruckus tweet on social media as well, saying, it was good. I was expecting something different. Obviously insinuating that he would have written a better theme music for Penta than WWE had given Penta tonight. But, I mean, you see who acts the way that they do online, and you see who remains silent. Ray Phoenix tweeted, he don't give a fuck. He was very happy for his brother, as he should. Very happy for his brother debuting tonight. Just keep a close eye on who says something and who doesn't. They don't want to say anything, and they can't say anything because if the boss man sniffs it out, forget about it, man. You're back at the toy chest at the very bottom. Nobody wants to ruin their position on WWE or AEW television. This was back in the day with Vince McMahon as well. You don't want to ruffle the boss man's feathers. So now Vince basically is living on in spirit through Tony Khan. So he's taking over for Vince McMahon. If you piss him off, you are going to get hell, and you will not see any television time. Nobody wants to ruin their spots on AEW television, whatever is remaining of television spots on AEW television. So keep a close eye on that. WWE did what they did as a strategic petty move. Look at what we can do. Look at what you did not. So we get to tonight. And Penta shows up. Lights go out. He got, I don't know if it's Def Rebel theme music, but he's got some kick-ass theme music that goes along with his hardcore style, man. Very metal-esque, which, you know, that genre of music always fits pro wrestling like a glove. And so did this debut with Penta. It fit like a fucking glove on WWE TV. From the body language that he exuded on television, from his theme music to the lights to the entrance to his overall just natural charisma that is so infectious and is going to get over very, very quickly. And the match itself, it was an absolutely perfect debut. And I mean perfect in a way where you will go back and watch this for years to come. That's how perfect it was. Was it a perfect match? No. No, there was a little ring rust in there. There might have been a little nerves getting to him. He botched a couple of spots here and there. But all in all, you're in the ring with one of the most accomplished professional wrestlers on the face of the planet, and you are given Chad Gable the task to get Penta over in front of a WWE audience, and they both passed the test with absolute fucking flying colors, man. A+. A+. Everything about it was fucking perfect. You couldn't have asked for a better debut. From opponent to everything that they gave him as far as the entrance to the post-match with the promo, they gave him microphone time. I can't even begin to fucking remember when Tony Khan gave him microphone time in front of an AEW audience. He had his family sitting front row. I believe his daughters were front row crying over the fact that their father has made it to WWE is on the second episode of Netflix on the flagship show Monday Night Raw. Absolutely perfect. Perfect debut. Everything about it. Tony Khan fucked up. The AEW sickos might not want to hear that. Tony Khan fucked up. Big. I don't need to sit here and tell you why or how he fucked up. Just look, watch, feel. He fucked up. Not to say that Penta didn't have a great AEW run. I mean, he's an OG. He had some banger fucking matches in there. He will go down with some of the most greatest tag team matches that company has ever seen. You guys remember the steel cage match with the Young Bucks at All Out? I mean, the list goes on and on. Penta is a fucking OG. Phoenix is an OG. They built that tag team division from the ground up. They should be praised and rewarded for what they've done. They should be looked at in appreciation for what they have done for AEW, but they won't. Not from the sickos anyway, because this is all deeply personal to the AEW sickos. They feel like Penta turned his back on Tony Khan and AEW. Meanwhile, it's the other way around. It is the other way around. Tony Khan didn't want to use them anymore. Tony Khan didn't want them on the roster anymore because he caught whiff that they wanted to go take their talents somewhere else at their age. And they wanted to go seek employment elsewhere and maybe get a bigger payday than what Tony was offering them. and maybe get a bigger spotlight on them that Tony was willing to provide. Are the sickos going to fault them for that? I don't know why you would. Why would you want to stay working at a low-budget, dead-end job when you're being offered the promotion of all promotions to go make yourself into a worldwide superstar like you've never seen before? With the machine backing you 100%, as witnessed today with all the merchandise that I'm assuming is flying off the shelves even at this very moment I'm speaking. Why would he want to do that? Tony didn't want to use them. Tony's keeping Rey Fenix on ice and absolutely never featuring Rey Fenix on his television show ever again after what he saw tonight. Rey Fenix is in the fucking doghouse of all doghouses. He's never going to see the light of day again until his contract expires. Penta is going to be so over on WWE television that when his brother gets there, it's not going to matter. It's going to be like all Tony Khan's pettiness is for nothing. I don't really understand why there's hate or animosity towards what this man gave AEW for 5 years. I don't know why people can't appreciate what he did for AEW and that tag team division over 5 years. All because he's now joining the enemy team. This is not sports teams. This is not tribalism. This is showing appreciation for someone who genuinely deserves what was given to him tonight. And as a fan, I don't know why you wouldn't back someone like Penta. I don't understand how many people are out there hating this guy, seeing vile shit tonight on social media. I just don't understand it. What they did was beautiful. And good on Triple H for allowing him to do what he needed to do. The match itself was fucking... I said it on social media. He worked Chad Gable in a very typical WWE match, but they let them go. The handcuffs were off. Chad Gable did everything he possibly could to get Penta over. And Penta, he took a lot of Chad Gable offense. He took so much offense, he was selling a knee for most of the match. When was the last time you saw Penta involved in a match that sold a body part? That's where the sheer difference is going to come into play when you start comparing what he does here to what he did in AEW and how AEW operates. They gave these two guys next to 20 minutes to do what they needed to do. They ran a WWE-style match, and they let Penta do what he needed to do to maintain his special, unique feeling. They let him go out there and do all the tricks of the trade that Penta is known for. He didn't do the goofy spot with the glove, which I absolutely adore, but that will come in time because that shit's going to get the fuck over. That shit is already over. By the time the match was over, it was already over, and people were screaming it at the end of the match. But it goes to show you the differences, the levels to this shit, that what WWE is and what AEW is currently at right now. Not only did they allow Penta to work a WWE-style match while also bringing to the table what made him special and what made him unique with his moveset, this match should be a clear-cut indication on what WWE is going to do with Penta, clearly, and a clear indication of what AEW should be doing with all of their performers. Tonight, WWE showed everybody in AEW that you don't need to go out there and risk your fucking life for 1,200 people in some fucking gymnasium because they are incapable of selling tickets. And then go out there and try to wow a social media audience that will forget what the fuck you're doing the very next time they log into X. This should be a clear-cut indication that you don't need to do all these bells and whistles in the ring. You don't need to no-sell. You don't need to fucking go out there and give me a dive here and a dive there and nearly fucking kill yourself and drop everybody on their head, most of the time on the fucking apron. This is a clear indication that you don't need to do that Why did the match come off so good tonight, chat? Because Penta sold a knee. And then when he started to make a babyface comeback from selling the knee, and he pulled out a sling blade here, and an arm breaker there, and a Mexican destroyer there, and then the Penta driver. Every single thing that happened after he started selling the knee was magnified to the audience, and they bought in. You got them. They were invested. How many times were you invested in an AEW match like you were a WWE match tonight? When was the last time you bought into what they were doing in the ring? Legitimately, the only one that does what I'm mentioning is MJF, which is why I don't really understand why MJF gets the hate and the shit he gets. That is professional wrestling. No selling moves, kickouts, 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 finisher, kickouts, finisher, kickouts. Let me drop somebody on their fucking head, kickout. Let me do the most devastating fucking move off the top rope, kickout. Only to have the match end on a fucking small package. Indication that AEW needs to change. You want to know what the problem is with AEW, folks? Penta just exposed it in 20 minutes in his Raw debut. Call me a hater. Call me whatever the fuck you want. At the end of the day, every single one of you watching me right now, I dare you to fucking clip it. I got more people in here that have watched a top dollar match in the last 3 months. Clip it. You know I am absolutely, factually correct. That's why AEW is failing. And yeah, I'm mentioning AEW because we got nothing else to base Penta off of before he joined WWE tonight. He had 5 years in AEW, and comically, Michael Cole skipped over all the accomplishments and all the accolades he did in the last 5 years to even mention his time in Lucha fucking Underground, which I never expected to hear referenced on Monday Night Raw. That's your problem with AEW. Any more questions? Penta is going to make them a boatload of money. Penta is going to be a world-renowned superstar that will be in one of the main events when WWE inevitably holds a stadium show in Mexico City. Penta is going to be a major star to a point where Tony Khan could sit there like a fucking bitch and cry himself to sleep every night that his company is fucking fumbling left and right. He can sit there and ice Phoenix all he wants. The more Penta gets over, it's not going to matter because Penta is going to have his brother joining him sooner rather than later. And the last 9 months are going to be one huge wake-up call for Tony Khan and what he is doing wrong. Everything that happened tonight not only will be a wake-up call to Tony Khan, it's going to be a wake-up call to everybody else that is licking their fucking chops, looking at Penta joining the WWE. You want an indication? You don't think Ricky Starks is looking at this tonight, wondering what they're going to do with him? You don't think Wardlow is looking at WWE and what they did with Penta and wondering what they're going to do with him? You don't think Aleister Black is looking at this debut tonight, wondering what return he has in store for himself? WWE is opening their arms. Come on, my children. Triple H is opening his arms. Come on, my children. I know you have been regretting your decision to go join the amateur league. I'm in charge now. My father-in-law is as good as dead. I'm in charge now. In me, you will trust. Whatever happened over there, whatever continues to happen over there, you don't think that this was a fucking message from WWE? Sending a message to all the disgruntled workers over there? Look at what awaits you when you cross that rainbow bridge. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Sit there and fucking slob the fucking cock of everything AEW. I will continue to sit here and call out every fucking problem that they have, because not only does it make me feel good to make you feel bad. I love making people look stupid. But I hate when people are wronged. And I hate when people can't figure out that they are the fucking problem. Tony doesn't realize that he is the fucking problem. I'm still waiting for that match change. I'm still waiting for them to pivot after they announce that big 12-man tag on AEW Collision. When are we going to get that? And I can't wait. I can't fucking wait for the ratings for Collision on Saturday night to come out when a rerun of NXT New Year's Evil beats their B show on Saturday night. A fucking rerun! A rerun of a dismal NXT product. I am very proud and very happy for Penta. Very happy. I am so lucky to have called whatever matches I could that involved Pentagon Jr., a class act and somebody that is always admired in every building he walks into. Good for him. And if you don't appreciate what he's done for AEW and you don't appreciate him in life after AEW, you're the fucking problem, and you are the people that ruin pro wrestling for all of us. Never mind me. I don't ruin shit for anybody. You find yourself in your feelings every time I open my fucking mouth. Whose problem is that? It's not a me problem. I could give a fuck what you think or what you think of me and the shit that I say. You don't like what I have to... I've never seen so many people so emotional over the things that I do on this fucking channel, on the things that I say on this platform. Never in my entire life have I seen grown men fucking wet their vaginas over the shit that I say on this fucking platform. Because pro wrestling. Cry. I'm the one who wants great pro wrestling. I'm the one who continues to open people's eyes about what's right, what's wrong, what's good, and what's bad. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. Go watch somebody else who spews nothing but positivity all the time, man. You can't handle the fucking truth. You can't handle me being me. Fuck out of here. Ridiculous. I got zero fear. Monday Night Raw. We're going to get into the rest of this show tonight. Appreciate you guys joining me. Man, we got 4,500 people in here, man. Holy shit. That's like 1,800 times more than the people watching Top Dollar wrestle. This guy is so irrelevant that he's got to get a match with a YouTuber to gain any sort of relevancy. Man-made, self-made, right here on this channel, man. We don't need any fucking help from anybody. We did it on our own. We never asked for help. We don't give a shit about what anybody else does. But seemingly everybody gives a shit about what I do. I don't know, man. Don't start shit. Fucking liar. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go out and check today's upload, man. You know, Tony Khan made that match announcement on X. It did not go over well for Mr. TK. We did a little show and tell on today's upload. So go check that out. AEW Collision Corner music to boot. So go and check it out. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. We have a goal. We have a new goal tonight. The goal is, it's pinned at the top of the live stream chat. You guys see right now, 4 out of 10. This is the same type of goal that we did for the hologram mask. Legitimately bought it the next day, man. The goal is today. If we get to $500 in Super Chat, I purchased the Penta mask that they just released on WWE Shop, and I wear it for 30 minutes on an upcoming Raw stream the week it arrives. If we get to $1,000 in Super Chat, I wear it for the entire stream. Just like it did the hologram mask. This will be an upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw. It may even be the Royal Rumble if we make it. So that is the goal. If you guys want to partake, it's there. If you don't worry about it. It's never an obligation. But that is the goal if you guys want to have fun with that. $500 for 30 minutes, $1,000 for the entire stream. That is what we're going with. Make sure you guys have some fun with that. I love to entertain, bro. And I want to shout out my guys who already have added to the goal. Best in the world, Matt. He's in there a couple of times. Adam Kahn with a 50. Jason Barker. Thank you guys very, very much. Appreciate all of your supports tonight. Right here on the Raw Post Show. Thumbs up. We're at 1,000 likes. Let's get it up. Tonight's goal is 2,000 likes on the Raw Post Show. Memberships are open. We have a great community of folk here. Great looking emotes. Members only chats. Make sure you guys do it. And tonight's show is sponsored by the one and only BlueChew.com. Make sure you guys go get your free sample on me. Code JD at checkout. BlueChew.com, the official sponsor. Today, right here on OTS. Monday Night Raw. We are going to kick things off with CM Punk. CM Punk opened Monday Night Raw. He arrives, he walks through Gorilla. He actually showed up in a Chevrolet Tahoe. Camera followed him through Gorilla. He gave the good old, "What's up, Chief?" to Triple H. And he makes his way into the arena. He even stopped to take one kid's Jey Uso glasses, wear them, and then yeet in front of him. There you go. The crowd loudly chanted for CM Punk. He looked around. He embraced everybody. He told the fans that the chants did his heart good. Punk acknowledged all the firefighters and first responders throughout the great state of California, as well as everybody helping from other states, Canada, Mexico, for the wildfires that are taking place and running wild in California. Crowd cheered. Punk spoke about his win over Seth Rollins in the main event of Monday Night Raw last week, the debut night on Netflix. I thought it was a very good match and worthy of a main event. Probably the best thing on the entire show last week. He had a lot on his mind and a lot on his plate, but Rollins is no longer one of them. The Royal Rumble didn't go well for him last year thanks to his triceps taking a vacation. It was his dream to win the Royal Rumble, but that was taken away. Punk mentioned that John Cena declared for the Royal Rumble, but he was declaring for the Rumble officially tonight as well. Now, last week, Punk declared for the Royal Rumble because Jackie Redmond interviewed Punk after the match with Seth Rollins. I believe it was a .com exclusive, and he did say the next stop is the Royal Rumble match, and he will win the Royal Rumble. That was not an official confirmation. This week, in front of everybody in San Jose, it was the official confirmation. CM Punk is officially entering the Royal Rumble. That now makes Punk, Reigns, Cena, and LA Knight as the four men who have now officially confirmed themselves for the Royal Rumble. Punk planned on throwing 29 other men over the top rope and winning the Rumble. He told them to play his song. He was done. But was he? Seth Rollins' music played, and CM Punk hilariously threw a hissy fit in the middle of the ring. Rollins, he was cheered a little bit. He's not officially a heel yet, but he was cheered. Not more than Punk, but he was cheered. He removed his shades and he revealed a black eye. He got a black eye last week from CM Punk. Crowd, again, chanted for CM Punk. Punk noticed the black eye and he kind of trolled him, moved in a little closer to get a look at it. I didn't even know it was a black eye, to be honest with you, when I was watching live. I just thought that it was maniacal Seth Rollins about to go unhinged. And I thought he didn't sleep for 7 days because he was thinking about this loss to CM Punk. I didn't even think it was a black eye when I first looked at it. But apparently it was a black eye. Rollins reiterated what he said before. Win, lose, or draw, he planned on being at Raw. If he didn't show up when times were hard, that wouldn't be him. That would be CM Punk. Rollins said he'd rather be the worst version of himself than be any version of CM Punk. Rollins says he's lost a lot of matches, including matches at WrestleMania, but last week was the worst loss of his career. He has never been more disappointed in himself to underestimate Punk and lose on the biggest stage of his career. The only way to make up for what happened last week was to take Punk's dream and flush it down the toilet. Rollins planned himself on winning the Royal Rumble. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena, Seth Rollins, LA Knight. The 5 men out of the 30 that have officially confirmed themselves for the Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre interrupted. Now we know Drew McIntyre's got this mission to eliminate Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. He interrupted and he referred to one of them as more disgusting and selfish than ever. Punk immediately interjects because he thinks he's talking about him. Punk said the last time McIntyre stood in the ring with him, he was in tears covered in blood, begging for his life. If McIntyre wanted to step in the ring with him again, it would take more than 15 stitches or staples to close up the wound on his head. Some threats there by Mr. CM Punk. McIntyre said, I wasn't talking to you. He was talking to Seth Rollins. Rollins then looks at him and basically extends the invitation to him to come into the ring and fight. McIntyre said, you guys are both so alike. He said Rollins was all talk. He talked about being a leader, but he was nowhere to be found during Tribal Combat because he was too concerned with his own match, which he lost anyway. He called Rollins pathetic. Rollins then said he didn't have patience for this. Punk didn't have any patience either and was ready to fight with either one of them. McIntyre teased a triple threat. He walks down the aisle and then backed away and starts laughing as the crowd starts booing. No, I will not go into the ring to fight either one of you. McIntyre said there were more important things going on. McIntyre again spoke about Roman Reigns and said he would be the reluctant hero. McIntyre declared for the Royal Rumble simply because he's going to get his hands on the title before Roman Reigns could get his hands on the title. And that is the way that the opening segment came to a close. Got a volatile situation between Punk, Rollins, and McIntyre, basically taking a piece of whatever they continued to do going into WrestleMania last year. And now we're doing it again, but this time everybody's got a different role. Punk has been in the company for a year now. He's healthy. He's gotten big wins over McIntyre and over Rollins. He's been in Hell in a Cell. He's been in War Games. And now he's got his eyes on the World Championship at a main event of WrestleMania. So him going into the Rumble, he's looking to right the wrongs that happened last year. McIntyre's got a completely different mission statement. Sure, he wants to take away the opportunity from CM Punk and Seth Rollins of winning the Royal Rumble and winning the World Championship, but he's got Roman Reigns on his mind, and he's got these two trying to get to where he needs to be. But he's thinking McIntyre is about Roman. So which is more important? Winning the World Championship or stopping Roman Reigns to Drew McIntyre? Rollins is the weakest link here. And I don't mean that in a bad way. He's coming off losses to CM Punk. He's coming off, a Bronson Reed situation where he looked okay, but I think Bronson Reed got the best of him there. He hasn't really done much of anything on Monday Night Raw outside of the feud with CM Punk. So I do believe Rollins is the weakest link. But after this segment, we got Punk, Rollins, McIntyre, Cena, Reigns, and LA Knight. Those 6 men have officially announced themselves for the Royal Rumble. That is absolutely a stacked Rumble. Like, I can't even put into words how stacked that roster is. Not only in name value, but what everybody is bringing to the table storyline-wise. I want you guys to understand this, and I want you to really think about what I'm telling you at this very moment. Name-wise, by themselves, just based off what they are and who they are, in the Rumble, it makes for a stacked Rumble. Do you know how big each one of these names is now that there is a story attached to each one of them? CM Punk, you know his story very well. Seth Rollins, you know his story very well, and you've seen it play out with CM Punk, and he's going to do whatever he can to stop CM Punk and get the World Championship back because he feels like he needs it, and Punk being here, it's not the way the company needs to go. McIntyre wants the World Championship because he would rather take it for himself than see Roman Reigns get it and gain ultimate power back. So the narrative there is, does he want it for himself or does he want more to stop Roman Reigns from getting the championship? Even if he loses the Rumble, if he loses the Rumble and eliminates Reigns, is that still a victory for Drew McIntyre? You got LA Knight. He's thrusted himself into the bloodline business on Friday Night SmackDown. John Cena, his last Rumble ever. And then Roman Reigns just got the Ulafala back. He's now the tribal chief once again. He wants the WWE Championship to attain ultimate power. What does The Rock have to say about that after the stare down last week? Every one of these names is big in their own right. But they are bigger because of the story each one has attached to them going into the Rumble. This Rumble is fucking absolutely stacked because of that. And that is the most exciting aspect of what WWE is doing here. I love it. Absolutely love it. Jey Uso is going to be in the Rumble. I'm sure Sheamus is going to be in the Rumble. I'm sure Braun Breaker is going to be in the Rumble. I'm sure Penta is going to be in the Rumble. This is going to be a huge Royal Rumble. Huge. This opening segment was great. Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and J.D. McDonough, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Lyra were all shown walking into the building. Penta. Debut for Pentagon Jr. against Chad Gable in the opening match of Monday Night Raw. Gable entered first. I was surprised that they went with this for the opening match. I thought we'd get this later on in the night. Chad Gable makes his entrance. And then Penta. Lights go out. We see a very guitar-heavy theme music for Penta. It is, I don't know if it's Def Rebel, but it fit him very, very well. It was a lot better than what we are used to hearing with WWE talent coming on out for the first time. I thought it worked very well. You guys might think differently. I thought it was something that fit him very well. He comes on out. He does that little funky dance he does down the aisleway. He is a star in the making right from the opening chord of his theme music. Love it. He gets into the ring. He goes on to the top rope. He does the Zero Miedo. He gets into the ring. He does it again. Lightly, people chanting along with it. But by the end of this match, people are going to be doing this every time they see him, and it's going to be one of the loudest reactions you get in a WWE program. It is going to get over, if not already over, big time. Bell rings. Michael Cole said this was the worst kept secret in all of pro wrestling over the last several weeks. They had a WWE style match. Not to say that it was bad, but it was a very WWE style match, and that actually did more positive than it did negative. They went back and forth early on. Gable got heat. Penta came back, traded a couple of big moves. And Penta and Gable, they start out with a stalemate. He went to do the Zero Miedo taunt right away. Gable cut it off. Back and forth exchange, which led to a Penta chant. He missed a springboard leg drop. Set up for a dive. Gable cut him off and hit a suplex. Penta came back with a super kick. Corner handstand into a drop kick, which looked great. Gable ducked a big right hand that gave Penta a German suplex on the apron. Gable then smashed his leg against the ring post and continued to work over his leg as that became the story of the match. And Penta went on to sell the leg for the rest of the match. There were "you suck" chants to Chad Gable as a result. Penta avoided a diving headbutt. He hit a super kick, but Gable cut him off, suplexing him into the turnbuckle. Penta came back with a bad leg and gave him a sling blade, a flip dive, and a backstabber for a 2 count. Gable responded with a German suplex. He goes for a quick cover. He gets a 2 count. Penta came back with a Canadian destroyer or a Mexican destroyer. Surprised to see it, first of all. Second of all, if you guys watch the show tonight, Chad Gable sold the living fucking shit out of this Canadian destroyer. The way that he landed and the way that he flopped over after the move was executed was a thing of fucking beauty. Give credit to Chad Gable for doing what he did to get this move over. It looked like the most devastating move in the history of the business after he was done executing it. "This is awesome," said the crowd. Penta did the Zero Miedo taunt before kicking Gable in the head. Gable hit a dragon screw, and then he applied an ankle lock. Penta got out of it. He hit what he calls the sacrifice, which is his hammerlock into the arm breaker. Remember when you used to watch Lucha Underground and Penta did the arm breaker? They used to add a little sound effect as he broke, quote unquote, someone's arm. They gave you a little snapping effect. We don't get that here, but Gable, again, sold this, screaming, "My arm! My arm!" He gets up. He picks Gable up. Penta driver. 1, 2, 3. And that was enough for the win as Pentagon Jr. wins in his debut match on Monday Night Raw. Man, I am so happy to see him here. I really am. You know, back when Vince was running shit, and I don't want to sit here and say Triple H is perfect. He's not. Triple H appreciates talent more so than his father-in-law did. I don't even think Vince would have hired Penta. I don't even think we'd be here if Vince was here. We wouldn't be looking at Penta in WWE. We wouldn't be looking at him and the reaction he got. His family wouldn't be front row. We wouldn't be cutting a microphone in Spanish on Netflix. We wouldn't see anything remotely close to Penta on TV. Vince hated everybody that wore a mask except for Rey Mysterio. He would have never allowed it. Triple H is a lot more welcoming. Like I said in the cold open of this show, this match did 2 things. 2 things more than anything. 3 things, actually. 1, it showed you that Penta can actually work a WWE style, and it showed you how good he is when he's not fucking recklessly flipping and diving because some fucking half-ass hack AEW producer puts them in a match where flip and dive, false finish, kick out of finishers, this and that. Let's go and drop someone on their head. Kick out, kick out, kick out. Crowd goes crazy. That's number 1. Number 2, it is an indication to AEW what they are doing wrong and what they need to start doing. Because look at the emotional investment and what these two guys did. They built up the moment with the leg, selling the leg, the babyface making a comeback, doing his big spots, which were explosive to get the victory in the end. And when he did, the crowd legitimately popped. It popped. To a point where I'll get to the post-match. They popped. And 3, this is an indication to every disgruntled AEW talent that Tony Khan is wrongfully fucking over because he's a petty fucking hack. Every talent that's sitting is watching this saying, I'm next. If they did that with him, what are they going to do with me? This was WWE opening their arms. Welcome, all of my lost souls. Tony has done you wrong. They're not going to take everybody. Welcome, Ricky Starks. Welcome, Wardlow. And whoever else. Welcome, Ray Phoenix. Welcome, Miro. Welcome back, bro. No cucking going on here. My father-in-law isn't around for you to get cucked out. This was a great match. Tony Khan fucked up. You need to understand that. Tony Khan doesn't know how to book talent, and Tony Khan refuses to do anything to build any new stars. You can sit there and bitch and moan and cry that he has. He hasn't. He hasn't. Look at the main event of Collision. 7 of the 12 guys in that match are ex-WWE stars. Where's the youth? Where's the youth? Man, that youngster, Chris Jericho, is making his AEW debut on Collision, man. The learning tree. Fuck out of here. The plot holes in the story. Things don't make sense. Matches happening for no reason. Guy's getting flamed by his own fan base on social media. Has yet to make a fucking change. It's all what he wants, man. Oh, look at my toys, man. I'm gonna play with my toys on Wednesday night. Keep doing it. Meanwhile, WWE is running a business and making them look bad every single week. They want to throw a fucking match graphic up for the sickos. You'll learn. You'll learn. And by the time you learn, it's going to be too late, because by the time this AEW Warner contract is up, there will be no more AEW. There will be no more AEW. Maybe Vince will start up a rival promotion and hire all the people that Tony Khan failed. Or maybe Vince will buy AEW, which at this point, I probably would welcome that, because change is needed. After the match was over, Jackie Redmond interviewed Penta post-match. He thanked her and the fans. He called this his new home. His new home. He said, everyone has been waiting for this, but the truth was, he had been waiting forever for this moment. Shots. Shots fired. He spoke in Spanish. He shouted at his family in the front row, some of which were in tears, and rightfully so. Very heartwarming moment. This was a new era in WWE. This was a new era on Netflix. This was the Penta new era. Zero Miedo. Everybody in the crowd chanted along and did the hand signal. This thing is going to be the new sensation before you get to next week's Raw. Crowd loved it. Successful debut. They nailed it. Presentation was great. They gave him a microphone. Who knew Penta could cut a promo? Oh, he can't cut a promo. When was the last time this guy had a fucking microphone in AEW? I can't remember. I gotta be in the early days. Gotta be in the early days. And they didn't give him nearly the amount of time that they gave him tonight. Good. And good on Triple H for doing that with him. Honestly. He's in the big time now, says Michael Cole. More shots fired. Judgment Day. They were in the back. Finn Balor sarcastically told Liv Morgan that she would be champion again. Morgan said she was at least successful at taking a piece of Rhea Ripley with her. Dominic showed up, So Balor let them sort out their issues. Dominic, like a good man, had flowers and tried to explain what happened last week. Morgan acted like she wasn't upset and told him to go grab her bags and have the valet ready for later tonight. Morgan took the flowers and tossed them to Carlito. She left with Raquel Rodriguez. Dominic was unaware that she was angry. And Balor said, "You got a lot to learn, man. You got a lot to learn." He thought everything was good, Dom. No, nothing's good in Dominic's world. He's about to lose Liv Morgan. Don't worry, geek. You don't got a shot. He offered Balor his help in tonight's street fight. Balor said to worry about his girl and told him to go get her bags like she requested. Oh, the problems of Judgment Day, they are becoming more and more apparent week by week. Kathy Kelly interviewed Pure Fusion Garbage Collective. They said what they did to Kairi Sane was send a message to everyone in the division, including anyone considering moving over via the transfer portal. The transfer portal. Yeah, it's exactly. I wish I could jump through a fucking portal and transform myself or transport myself back to 2019 when Cody and AEW were running a great promotion. Who gives a shit about their message in the division? Nobody gives a shit about Pure Fusion Garbage Insomnia Collective. Nobody. They each want to become the Intercontinental Champion. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. I want to win the lottery. I want to have a dream home and look out my front lawn and there be a beautiful set of palm trees. And here I am in fucking cold New York. Daniel Cormier and Braun Breaker were shown in the crowd. No Braun Breaker on either of these shows. We did see him tonight. We did get another Braun Breaker match announcement. I was wondering when we were going to get that. Sheamus. He went one-on-one with Ludwig Kaiser on Monday Night Raw. I've seen these two do a lot better than what they did here tonight. They didn't really get a lot of time to do much of anything. This was all about Sheamus and his rise. His rise. Like when you take Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD. Sheamus rose to the occasion to go back and get the Intercontinental Championship. And oh my goodness, we have... We got my guy Moise A with a $100 super chat. And this is not the most positive message from my guy Moise A. What's up, JD? Great show tonight. Sadly, going through a bad divorce and heartbreak. Just in case of a good-hearted guy marrying an evil woman. But OTS and professional wrestling always help me be entertained and be distracted. Drinks on me tonight, brother. OTS for life. Another round of applause for my guy, Moise. Listen, brother, I have been there. Not divorced, but we've all been through heartbreak, man. We really have. You know, the one thing I could tell you is it sucks. I think everybody understands that it sucks. I've been there more times than I care to fucking admit. It sucks. And it's the worst fucking thing while you're dealing with it for however long you're dealing with it. But one day, you're going to wake up and nothing is going to bother you. The sadness is going to turn to anger, and the anger is going to turn to indifference. and you're going to go and do whatever you feel like you need to do to make yourself and your life better. Whether that's work, whether that's find a hobby, maybe you find a new hobby. Maybe you find something that wasn't previously in your life and you start doing something new or learn a new trade or you pick up something or find a new video game or read a book, you know, whatever it may be, to just get lost. I'm glad that you get lost in what we do here. I find that to be the most valuable thing I could ever take away from doing streams like this. The most valuable thing. To me, that's the most valuable thing. More so than the money that you've generously and graciously gave us to support the show tonight. And I tell you, bro, when you meet whoever is supposed to come into your life next, I promise you that it's going to be the best feeling in the world. It always is. It always is. So don't worry about it. We got your back. We got a great community here. If you need anybody, there are several people in this chat that are willing and able to give you a shoulder to lean on and an ear if you need any advice whatsoever. So again, shout out to my guy Moise. Come on. Love it. That pushes us over the $500 goal tonight, man. We got less than 500 to go, man. If you guys want me to get that Penta mask and wear it during the entire Rumble stream, make sure you guys go and support, man. I will gladly do that after the stream is over. Looking to entertain you guys the best way that I can. So Sheamus and Kaiser. Clearly they're building Sheamus up for the Intercontinental Championship. Sheamus laid out Kaiser with a clothesline, only for Kaiser to come back with a kick to the face. Kaiser pulled Sheamus' head into the ropes to block the beats of Bodhrán and make him crash onto the announce table. Kaiser nailed Sheamus with a running dropkick into a chair and the barricade, and we went to a commercial break. The commercial breaks were very few tonight. Again, for a second week in a row, I don't feel like they're in abundance like they are on USA Network. Plus, when you're watching the commercials on Netflix, you get a little counter in the top right corner that gives you a 3-minute counter. I feel like sometimes the commercials on Netflix are 3 minutes, and the ones that we saw on USA Network are like 5 fucking minutes. I just felt like they were never ending. I just feel like the flow is so much better on Netflix. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. Some of you are watching commercial free, which I'm very envious about. I don't have a VPN. I'm not operating on a VPN, but I think it is a lot better than what we were getting on the USA Network. So after the commercial break, Kaiser planted Sheamus with a fireman's carry slam for a 2 count. Kaiser attacked Sheamus with a series of kicks, only for Sheamus to take him down with a big clothesline. Sheamus, he destroys Kaiser with the 10 beats and flattened him with a white noise. Kaiser then picked up Sheamus' shillelagh, and Sheamus stopped him from using it and delivers a pump knee. Kaiser blocked the brogue kick with a chop and nailed Sheamus with an enziguri for a 2 count. Sheamus cracked Kaiser with a pump knee, and Kaiser responded with a rolling senton for a near fall. Sheamus moved out of the way of another enziguri and knocked Kaiser out with a brogue kick. 1, 2, 3. And Sheamus gets the victory. Good match. We've seen better from both of these guys together in the ring. That's all I'll say. But a good match. Sheamus doesn't have bad matches, and neither does Kaiser. After the match was over, Braun Breaker is sitting in the front row behind commentary. Sheamus and Breaker had a face-off, and the referee stopped them from getting into a brawl. They shoved each other. And Braun Breaker continued to yell at Sheamus, "What are you going to do, old man? Come get me, old man. Let me see you try." Referee got involved. He backed them away. The match was made official. Braun Breaker will defend the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus on January 25th, Saturday night's main event. And I am predicting Sheamus to win the WWE Intercontinental Championship and take the title into WrestleMania and defend it against whomever. This will free Braun Breaker up for what I believe will be his WrestleMania opponent, and that will be Bill Goldberg. And that will be the retirement of Bill Goldberg. That's my prediction. We'll see what happens. I could be wrong, but that is my prediction. Kathy Kelly, she was backstage with Seth Rollins, and she asked about Drew McIntyre. Apparently, it will be Rollins versus McIntyre next week on Raw. Great. Anytime McIntyre is on the show, it is a better show because of it. Rollins owed him one for WrestleMania and said next week will be fun. Sami Zayn then approached Seth Rollins and offered an ear if he wanted to talk following his tough loss to CM Punk. Rollins said last week, yes, it was rough, but it was great for Zayn. His boy Reigns got the Ulafala back. Zayn helped him last week just like he did at War Games. Rollins wondered if Zayn would keep helping Reigns until he won the title or if he would help himself. I'm assuming Sami Zayn is going to be in the Royal Rumble as well, just to add another layer of intrigue to whatever is going on with the bloodline in the Royal Rumble. Again, layers. Again, story. This Rumble may be one of the most story-driven Rumbles since forever. And that is going to make it an epic Royal Rumble. But I will slow my roll and I will halt my enthusiasm and my excitement, because the last time we got excited, the last two times we got excited, we were ultimately disappointed. WWE, War Games, Survivor Series kind of felt like a dud. Saturday Night's Main Event, though, was an entertaining show. Nothing really happened. Monday Night Raw last week, nothing really happened. After we were promised it would be the official kickoff of WrestleMania and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But by the time we get to the Royal Rumble, it will be the official road to WrestleMania. They're almost going to have to ramp up story. So my excitement is going to be a little bit more than usual, but scale it back. WWE has kind of let us down the last couple of times with not really delivering the way that we, the fans, expected them to. Jackie Redmond interviewed J.D. McFish, McRib, McDouble, McChicken, McNuggets, and Carlito, and asked about the tension growing between Morgan and Balor. J.D. McCafe called her a spin doctor like the rest of the media. He called Jackie Redmond, not Liv Morgan, a spin doctor. Redmond wasn't trying to cause drama and asked about Dom being in the doghouse. McDonough dismissed her again, and Carlito acted like he couldn't hear her questions. Nobody wants to realize that the Judgment Day is crumbling from within. Karrion Kross. We see him and The Miz standing in front of Adam Pearce's office. Karrion Kross came out of Adam Pearce's office and confronted The Miz about the Wyatt Six. Karrion Kross then noted that the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis, Nikki Cross, and the rest of them, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, and Bo Dallas, have all moved over to Friday Night SmackDown. It's an interesting tidbit there. Are we going to get Bo Dallas eventually targeting the bloodline? Because, you know, Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt were rivals. That should be entertaining and very interesting if it does happen. But we're going to need to see them a little bit more on TV, man. All the spooky nonsense and all the fucking, them wrestling once every 3 months. You got to feature them more in a little bit more of a humanized fashion. They could be a group, but let's not have them dwell in the fucking bowels of the building every week, and let's get them on TV. So he mentioned that they're moving to Friday Night SmackDown. Sami Zayn interrupted to ask if Pierce was in his office. Cross told Sami that he overheard his conversation and talked about his friendship ending over his world title ambitions. Miz mocked Sami for not being a threat to the world championship, and Sami decided to go talk with Adam Pearce to get a match with The Miz tonight on Monday Night Raw. Great. It's exactly what we need on the second episode of Raw. Fucking mismatch. Go, Sammy. Gunther. He made his way to the ring. And he's got the World Heavyweight Championship around his shoulder. He was not on last week's show outside of a vignette explaining to everybody who he is and what championship he holds. He made his way out to the ring and he criticized the level of wrestling from last week and said that he needed someone to step up and fight him for the World Championship. Jey Uso interrupted to say that Drew McIntyre and the Bloodline were behind him, and he challenged Gunther to a championship match at Saturday night's main event. So, Gunther went on to say that he wished they had a roster that could fulfill his high expectations. Everyone fought over drama like who was head of the table or the best in the world. But the only thing that mattered was the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther said he knew he wouldn't hold the title forever, but Jey wouldn't be the guy to take it. I wonder if they're foreshadowing with him saying he wouldn't hold the title forever. They wrestled twice over the IC title, and Gunther beat him both times. Gunther knew what Jey was capable of, and it was a lot less than him. Jey was entertaining, but Gunther would expose him as a really talented tag team wrestler. What a burn, huh? He's nothing more than a glorified tag team wrestler. Main Event was a nickname to Jey, but it was where Gunther belonged, in the main event. A match at Saturday night's main event sounded good to Gunther, but he advised Jey to consider his choice. So Jey, as Gunther was leaving the ring, got a little animated. Got a little angry. Jey said everything Gunther said was true. Jey spoke about all the doubters and admitted he was scared to do it alone, but he woke up every morning trying to earn respect. So at Saturday night's main event, Gunther would respect Jey when he beat his ass for the World Heavyweight Championship. Crowd let him know, and Jey let a chant starting, "Yeet." Gunther was in the aisleway at this point, smiling, laughing. He found all of this quite humorous. Oh, great, man. We got another Yeet versus Ring General match at Saturday night's main event. And that is happening on January 25th. This is a placeholder program. This is a bump in the road for Gunther. They're not going to give away much of anything for Gunther's WrestleMania yet. That will be determined either through the Rumble or through the Elimination Chamber. I'm assuming we're going to get the Elimination Chamber to give us Gunther's WrestleMania opponent, which right now, you know, it could be Rollins. It could be John Cena. It could be Logan Paul. It could be Goldberg, for all we know. We don't know. There are names on that list that WWE has for Gunther. It's a long list. They have options. The last rumor was Logan Paul versus Gunther at WrestleMania. Now, that one is going to be a very... it's going to be a topic of discussion for sure. There will be people that hate that. There will be people that love that. I am someone who's in between. I don't really love it. I don't really hate it. Do I think it would be a low-key banger? Absolutely. I mean, Logan Paul and his record already shows that he's delivered WrestleMania quality performances with basically everybody he's been in the ring with. And Gunther does not have bad matches. The man is incapable of having bad matches. So I could absolutely see that being a match for WrestleMania. But the question will be, if that is the direction, is that a big enough match for Gunther at WrestleMania? Is that below Gunther's stock for a WrestleMania match? I don't know. I could see that being the case. If we do Gunther Logan Paul, you know, fill in the blanks for the rest of the WrestleMania card. I don't know where we go, honestly. I really don't know. I mean, again, at the end of the day, you could sit here and talk about, oh, it's going to be Punk and Rollins. Oh, it's going to be Punk and Reigns. Oh, it's going to be Rock and Cody. It's going to be John Cena and Drew McIntyre. Or John Cena and Gunther. Or John Cena and Randy Orton. Or whatever the fuck WWE's got planned. It is so funny. We still don't know what anything is at WrestleMania unless The Rock gives us what he's doing. That's it. And by the looks of it, I mean, Jason and I talked about it on Tuesday Night Titans. We got the likes of Reigns and Cena and Punk in the Royal Rumble. I mean, I could absolutely see CM Punk and John Cena being numbers, the last two. I could see them being the last two guys in the Royal Rumble. I could see them being both 28, 29 in the Rumble. And then number 30 hits. And then The Rock comes out. I could see The Rock tossing John Cena over the top rope. I could absolutely see that being the case. I don't know where anything is going into WrestleMania. But one thing is for certain, man. Gunther feels significantly less than during his world title run than he did for his Intercontinental Championship run. The guy was having bangers almost weekly as the Intercontinental Champion. Everybody that he was in the ring with was a fucking banger. Not to say that he's not having bangers now, but they are certainly less than what we were getting with him as the Intercontinental Champion. I'm going to need Triple H to start heating Gunther up. The guy is too good to be just sitting around waiting for something to happen. That's more of a Triple H problem. We need more main eventers on Monday night to really set the tone for what the World Championship is and what the World Championship should mean. Let's start heating him up. I don't know what's going to happen at WrestleMania, but no matter who Gunther's in the ring with, I'm assuming it's going to be a low-key banger. Intercontinental Championship on the line. First ever Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra Valkryria and Dakota Kai. This is for the right to be called first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion. This went 8 minutes. It was not bad. I would have preferred they get a little bit more time, being that the title was legitimately on the line and this was the finals of the tournament. But this was a good match. And I thought the ladies delivered here in the time that they were allotted. They avoided each other's moves until Lyra pulled Kai out of the ring. Kai blocked a drop kick through the ropes and put Lyra down with a facebuster on the apron. Lyra then swept Kai off of her feet and laid her out with a suplex off the apron to the floor. One of the most brutal spots that we've seen all year so far. 13, 14 days into the year, all year on wrestling television. Brutal. The splat that you heard from both ladies. Good stuff. Risking it all for the IC title. I like it. We go into a commercial break. Lyra pulled Kai's arms back while putting pressure on her back with her feet. So a little submission hold here. Lyra kicked Kai away and blocked a scorpion kick, only for Kai to keep her away with a bunch of kicks. Kai knocked Lyra down with a Hurricane Rana, came back with a running boot right to the face, followed that up with a sunset flip backstabber for a 2 count. Lyra then blocks a GTK, she calls it, or GTS, whatever the fuck she calls it, GTS. And planted Kai with a sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. Lyra then comes back and nailed Dakota in the head with a kick, setting her up for a diving leg drop to the back for another 2 count. Kai caught Lyra with a scorpion kick, followed up with a curb stomp and the GTK, but Lyra rolled out of the ring, so Dakota could not make the pinfall. Lyra evaded a running boot when she did get back in the ring to the face, which is basically Dakota's finishing move. She evaded a running boot to the face and hit Kai with a back slam before finishing her off with the Nightwing, which is basically the Penta driver And that was it. 1, 2, 3. Lyra wins in 8 minutes. She is crowned the inaugural WWE Intercontinental Champion. Good stuff. Good stuff. Not really surprising that Lyra won the Intercontinental Championship. And I expect Lyra, I said this on Twitter, I expect Lyra to do good with the Intercontinental Championship. I expect her to live up to what that championship means and what that championship needs. Hopefully WWE surrounds her with some story. That's exactly what we need. We're not getting that with the United States title, I'll tell you that, in Chelsea Green. We're not getting that. But Lyra has failed to really capture the eye of the main roster audience. Now, I know why WWE gave her the Intercontinental Championship. They gave her the Intercontinental Championship because they believe in Lyra. Number one, she's very good. She doesn't have that emotional connection with the audience yet. They gave her the title because, A, they believe in her. And 2, Lyra, in my honest opinion, is going to take that title into WrestleMania, and this will be Becky Lynch's WrestleMania match. I do believe that Lyra will defend the Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. Becky Lynch has done everything in WWE. Legitimately everything. Raw Women's title, SmackDown Women's title, Women's World Heavyweight Champion, whatever. She's won every NXT title. She's won every fucking title. Legitimately every single championship that WWE has to offer for the women, she's won it. Multiple times over. So coming back and going after the Intercontinental Championship, and coincidentally, the Intercontinental Championship is on her very good friend, and they're both Irish. It just makes for a common sense WrestleMania match. And I would rather them do that than put Lyra in something that people are not going to care about. People will care about that because it's Becky Lynch, and hopefully that will get her over. Beating Becky will get Lyra over. But there needs to be a story that we could emotionally invest in for that to happen. Sami Zayn. He went one-on-one with The Miz. This was relatively quick. It only went 4 minutes. Don't know what the point of this was outside of giving Sami Zayn some momentum going into the Royal Rumble. Miz put Sami in a headlock, only for Sami to take him down with a clothesline and a axe handle smash. Miz caught Sami with a knee to the midsection and a running boot to the face. Sami attacked Miz with a bunch of right hands and dropped him with an exploder into the corner. Miz blocked the haluva kick with a boot to the face, followed by a DDT. He goes for recovery, gets a 2 count. Miz blocked the Blue Thunder Bomb, and Sami countered the skull-crushing finale with a roll-through. Sami then hits The Miz with the haluva kick, followed up by the Blue Thunder Bomb with the 1, 2, 3. Holy shit. Sami Zayn won with a Blue Thunder Bomb, folks. How many times have I been asking for Sami to switch them around, for the haluva kick to be the setup and the Blue Thunder Bomb to be the finish? You see how well it goes off. It's so much better for a finish, man. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Love it. Absolutely fantastic. Match was very fundamental, very predictable. Sami gets the victory, and that was basically it. Get Sami back on track going into the Royal Rumble. Get him back on track as a singles performer. And I do think that he will eventually shift over to SmackDown to be a part of whatever the Bloodline is doing on Friday night. Going on into a confirmation here. Braun Breaker. He is defending the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus, and Gunther will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Jey Uso at Saturday night's main event. So 2 matches announced for January 25th in San Antonio, Texas. Rhea Ripley She made her way out to the ring to celebrate her beating Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. She comes out. She gets a big reaction. Mommy is on top once again. She knew she sounded like a broken record to some, but she wanted to remind those who forgot that she was Rhea Bloody Ripley. She was one of the most dominant women in WWE, and she was once again the Women's World Heavyweight Champion. You know, I see a lot of people still crying, the Liv stands crying that Rhea is getting pushed, and the Rhea narrative, they're shoving Rhea down our throat. You should be proud of what Liv Morgan did with the Women's World Championship. Very proud. The title was always meant to remain on Rhea. Shit happened. Liv picked up the ball and carried the division as good as anybody could. And it was always meant to go back to Rhea Ripley when she got back to television and was cleared from injury. I don't know what's so difficult to figure out there. There's no reason to be upset. There's now an Intercontinental Championship for her to go after. New things for her to conquer. Set your mind on that instead of worrying about what happened last week. Nia Jax. I don't know when this turned into Friday Night Raw all of a sudden, but stay on Friday night. Nobody wants you over here. Nia Jax interrupted. She was booed very loudly in San Jose, and rightfully so. She informed us that she would win the Royal Rumble and take whatever title she wanted. Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley might think they're on top, but Nia Jax was the only woman on top of the division. Jax had a few words for Bayley, who was in the front row. Bayley, who's also teasing a move to Raw. Bayley jumped the barricade and entered the ring. Bayley then confronted Jax. She said this wasn't her show, but this was her city, as she is from San Jose. She called Nia Jax a big old dumb idiot. So Nia Jax shoved her down. Rhea Ripley headbutted Jax. So Jax headbutted her to the ground. Bayley and Ripley worked together to dump Jax from the ring. Bayley was about to grab Ripley's title belt for her, but Ripley grabbed it instead. They hugged, but Bayley stared at the belt as Ripley held the title up at the end of the segment. So I don't know if we're getting a tease for Bayley in the Rumble and her eyeing Rhea Ripley's championship, or they're eyeing Bayley moving to Raw and going after Rhea Ripley and the Women's World Championship. Either way, I'm not interested. I think Bayley is very boring in whatever we see her in now. There's nothing there. But I will say Rhea Ripley needs some top-tier challengers and women that know what the fuck they're doing. And you can't really get any better than Bayley. But I'm not interested. I'm not interested in it whatsoever. Bayley will be good, middle-of-the-road feud for Rhea Ripley before we get to Rhea's full-time WrestleMania feud, whoever that may be. Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Jordynne Grace, maybe Roxanne Perez, we don't know. Maybe somebody from NXT. Maybe it will be Stephanie Vaquer. Yeah. I know you'd love to see her on the main roster. So would I. Next week on Raw, New Day, return to action. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre and JBL. JBL on Monday Night Raw. Why? The last time we saw JBL, he was with Baron Corbin. What could JBL possibly want on Monday Night Raw? There was a video package for the street fight. Priest walked down the aisle for the main event about 10:10 Eastern time. So I looked at my phone. I'm like, what time is it, man? What time is it? I knew these guys weren't going 50 minutes for the main event. So we got a street fight here with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. During the break, Jackie Redmond, put over Penta's win and interviewed Rey Mysterio. Rey says he's known Penta for a long time, and WWE was his true home. Rey also had a few words for the New Day. So it looks like they may be picking up on whatever they had moved away from temporarily a few weeks ago, possibly for the next couple of weeks. Maybe we see that at Saturday night's main event. Who knows? New Day versus Rey and Penta. I could see that go down. Damian Priest and Finn Balor, street fight, main event. This was fucking great. This was great. This absolutely blew their bad blood match out of the fucking water, man. I mean, it absolutely rendered that match fucking worthless. Honestly. This is the type of blow-off that these guys needed. This solidifies Damian Priest as moving on from whatever the Judgment Day is. It's over. Balor now has to worry about fixing the house that he was left in charge of. Priest entered with a kendo stick. He's looking in the aisleway. Balor's music hits. We get no Balor walking down the aisle. He comes from behind Priest and he smashes Priest in the back with a kendo stick. Priest fought him off. They battled near the announce table. Crowd immediately chanted, "We want tables, we want tables." One of the worst crowd chants you could possibly ask. We want tables. Okay. Yeah, we get it. Priest gave him a flatliner onto the table and threw him over the announce table. Priest grabbed the table from underneath the ring. The crowd marked out. Balor attacked him. They fought into the crowd. Balor hit Priest with a trash can, but Priest fought back and hit him over the head viciously with the trash can. Then the spot came where I am fucking shocked. I am shocked they went to do it. Christopher Cruz laughing my ass off. This dude is still talking? I dead ass fell asleep. How the fuck could you be asleep if you're still in the fucking chat, you fucking degenerate? Yeah, I'm still talking. And you know where I'm going to be? I'm going to be talking to your fucking mother after the show's over because she's got business for me. Business that she promised me before the stream started. Get the fuck out of the chat. Fucking ridiculous. Nobody gives a fuck what you have to say. I'm sitting live in front of 4,000 fucking people on a Monday night, and you're in my chat at 1 o'clock in the morning. Says a lot about you, bitch. Doesn't it? Fucking ridiculous. Get him out. Probably a fan of AJ Francis. Then we get the spot where I'm surprised they actually did it. I'm surprised we saw something like this, man. Hoolagrim, shout out to Hoolagrim in the chat. He's one of the mods. He actually DM'd me. He said, Monday Night Raw is fucking back. This was a holy shit moment. And we got the crowd to chant holy shit, and there's no cringy bleeping out. They weren't silenced. They weren't censored. Priest gave Balor at least 10 to 15 rows up. There was tables down below that were covered in a black cloth. Priest gave Balor a falcon arrow 10 to 15 rows up above an entranceway down below through these tables. Crowd went crazy. Holy shit. Holy shit. Officials checked on both guys. We went to a commercial break. We came back from the break. They showed the replay a couple of times. Crowd was so happy and elated, excited about this spot. Then they went to start booing because Balor was placed on a stretcher during the commercial break, put in a neck brace, and then he was carried off on a stretcher. Match was over. Match was over. Judgment Day was out there. They were walking alongside him. So, Priest, he made his way from the ring to wherever they were going. He attacked McDonough. He attacked Carlito. He got Balor off the stretcher. Priest hammered away at Balor, who was still in the neck brace. He was still tied down to the gurney. Priest untied Balor from the stretcher, rolled it down the ramp, and collided with the side of the ring. Balor rolled right off the stretcher and back into the ring. This was fucking great. This was great. Crowd went crazy again. McDonough and Carlito attacked Priest to help their friend because there was no disqualifications. It's a street fight. And Balor is still in the neck brace. McDonough gave Priest a moonsault. They held Balor to his feet, onto the top rope. Balor ripped the brace off and hit a coup de grace for a 2. Carlito and McDonough set up a table, but the War Raiders ran down to take them out and equalize the war against the Judgment Day. As Priest said a couple of weeks ago, if you need help with the Judgment Day, you got me. And the War Raiders said, favor returned. So they took out Judgment Day. Balor hits a sling blade while Priest is still selling his neck, or Balor was selling his neck, rather. He hits a sling blade while selling the neck. Balor hits Priest repeatedly with a steel chair. He placed Priest seated on a chair and wrapped a chair around his neck. He looked for redemption for the spot earlier because Priest gave him a Falcon's arrow, so now he's looking to get some revenge. Priest avoided his dropkick attempt and hit south of heaven for a near fall. Priest tried for a razor's edge through the table on the outside. Balor slipped out of it. Balor placed Priest on a table, hits a coup de grace through it. Priest responded by driving Balor through the barricade. He then hits a razor's edge and a south of heaven in the ring for the 1, 2, 3. Priest posed for the crowd. The show ended, and the show came in at a beautiful 2 hours and 35 minutes, about 30 minutes shorter than last week's debut episode of Monday Night Raw. This was a great match. This was a great Raw. And this Raw blew whatever it was that they did last week out of the water. This was a great fucking show. Took them no time at all to get back on track. I just did not like the direction of last week's show. I thought they did what they needed to do to get whatever out of their system. They wanted to appeal to a lapsed fan, whatever the fucking case may be. Those people aren't coming back to watch The Undertaker throw the fucking fist in the air and ride a motorcycle to Kid Rock. They're not coming back for that. They're coming back for the in-ring action that you saw tonight. You're coming back for the Pentas. You're coming back for the Priests and the Balor street fight. You're coming back for Punk and McIntyre and Rollins. Those are the guys. Breaker, Sheamus. Those are the guys. Those are the guys that they're coming back for. This show was a home run show. Loved it. Loved it. 2 hours and 35 minutes. You couldn't ask for anything better. Perfect length. And you're getting to truly see that WWE on Netflix is a whole different fucking production, man. Not only in the way that they look visually, but in attitude, the ambiance, the energy, the effort that they put into it, and they will continue to put into it. This is the new foundation. This is the A show once again, beyond anything that they've ever been. And you get to see that truly Triple H is in charge and has the leeway to do whatever he wants. If the show's going to go 3 hours and 15 minutes, the show's going to go 3 hours and 15 minutes. The show and all that he did was 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's great. That's all he needs. Didn't feel rushed. He didn't put on a show with extra bullshit, extra fluff that really wasn't needed. This was a great show. Just a different beast. Just a different beast, like Adam Kahn says in the chat. Different beast, man. Absolutely fucking love it. You guys are great. I love you guys very well. You killed it tonight. And we're going to get into your super chats in just a second. Let's throw on some music here for you guys. Appreciate you all joining me, man. We had 4,300 people. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my fucking goodness, man. Oh, my goodness. another one. My guy,
David Theory.
David Theory with a $500 super chat. Oh my goodness. Let's break the IWC and AEW sickos' minds once again with not only truth and fire takes as usual, but with the birth of J.D. Gon Jr. Zero Miedo. Cheers. Oh my goodness. David Theory. Hashtag OTS for life. David, we love you, brother, man. I'm going to have to start putting David on the fucking deed on the lease for the venue, man. Absolutely ridiculous. We did it. We broke the goal. As soon as I get the Penta mask, we are wearing that bitch on the show, man. Love it. Unbelievable. Hopefully the mask ships quicker than shopaew.com. And hopefully the mask is better quality than the one Tony gave us with hologram. J.D. Gon Jr., man. I'm not wearing the face paint, though. And I'm going to reiterate this now, and I'll mention it again on tomorrow's stream with the Solid Monster. I know the goal last week was for me to get Real American beer. We made the goal. We're going to drink Real American beer. But the thing is, they don't sell it in New York, and I can't get alcohol shipped to New York. So I will be in Chicago on Friday for House of Glory. I will be staying in Wicker Park. And I found places in Wicker Park that sell Real American beer, so I will be flying home with some Hulk Hogan Real American beer. So there will not be any taste test on tomorrow's TNT. It will more than likely be in the weeks to come. Just want to make sure you guys are aware. Follow me on social media, guys, at JD from NY206. Make sure you guys also follow me on Twitch. We are simulcasting on the Purple Snake. I want to shout out some people over there. Maddox, TTV, Schematics, with a 1 month. Thank you, brother. And Don Nosferatu with a 1 month. Thank you guys for becoming subscribers over on Twitch. Really appreciate you guys. I've been contemplating moving over to Rumble. I don't know, man. It's so difficult to grow on Twitch, man. It's like I'll never get into the algorithm, you know? Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys use that code JD at checkout to get your free sample. All you got to do is pay the $5. Shipping and handling. You guys want zero fear in the bedroom. Blue Chew has got you covered, man. Blue Chew is a unique online service that provides the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. It comes at a fraction of the cost, and it's in a chewable form. The process is very simple. You're going to sign up at BlueChew.com. You're going to consult with one of their online licensed medical providers, and once you are approved, you're going to receive your prescription within days. No questions asked. It's all done online. No waiting in line at the pharmacy. No visits to the doctor's office. No awkward conversations with anybody. You can take them anytime, day or night. Be ready. Plan ahead. Whenever that opportunity does arise, and have zero fear. We got a special deal, like I said, guys. First impressions are everything. Make a great first impression and a lasting impression with Blue Chew. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. All you guys got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling at BlueChew.com. Thank you guys very much, and thank you to Blue Chew for once again sponsoring the show right here on Off the Scripts. Super Chats! Oh my goodness. We got another Super Chat here by my guy, Lorgasmic. Oh my goodness. $100 Super Chat. He says, you kicking out that dirtbag had me laughing my ass off. He's definitely going to need some Blue Chew himself now. Lorgasmic, he's going to use Blue Chew on himself, and he's going to pleasure himself with the thoughts of a woman that he wishes he could be with, but could never get in this lifetime and the next 10 lifetimes. So that's for that guy, whatever the fuck his name is. I already forgotten his name already. Supposedly, before we get to the Super Chats proper, Corey Graves just tweeted out. I see you guys talking about Corey Graves. He says, imagine chasing your dream, then being told, not deciding, that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dream. Then you dedicate your life to something dream adjacent and being fucking awesome at it. And then when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being told you're not famous enough for your own job. Just in case you've wondered where I've been. Now, I don't know if that's a work or if that's a shoot. It sounds like a shoot. It comes off like a work, possibly. I don't see Corey Graves going out there and kind of talking ill will about WWE. I think it might be setting something up. I have no idea. They did put him on NXT. And no matter how you look at it, it is a demotion. I tried to look at it positively. You know, he and his wife, I'm assuming, live in Orlando. I mean, that's a sweet gig. I mean, I would love to have a gig like that. Live in Orlando, living in Florida, hopping in your car and driving to the performance center and working, and then getting in your car to go back home to your wife. It's a great life. And he could add a lot of value to NXT. But at the end of the day, he is still better at his job. And I'm not taking anything away from Wade Barrett. I think Wade Barrett is fantastic. But Corey Graves is, to me, the preferred choice. Corey Graves is the best color commentator in all of wrestling. No matter if you like him or not. Corey Graves is great at his job. And yeah, it would sting if they moved him off of Monday Night Raw, where he was sitting there next to Michael Cole, or Friday Night SmackDown, wherever next to Michael Cole, and then told to go to NXT to sit next to fucking Booker T and Vic Joseph, who I'm sure, you know, Corey Graves and Vic Joseph had a podcast together. Vic Joseph was on the Corey Graves podcast, whatever he did for WWE. So they know how to work together, and I'm sure they're very buddy-buddy together. But it is looked like, or it is looked as, a demotion. And then you bring in Pat McAfee, and WWE is going to go with him because he's got a bigger audience. He's more celebrity. He's more popular than Corey Graves is. Corey Graves isn't really known outside the WWE bubble, the wrestling bubble. But Pat McAfee is going to be there on a temporary basis. When football starts from September to January, you know, Corey Graves is going to go right back to where he was. And from what I gather, you know, I don't know if Pat McAfee is going to be making the pay-per-views. Maybe he is. I have no fucking idea. I don't know why we can't do a three-man booth with Graves, McAfee, and Michael Cole. But I was assuming Michael Cole and Corey Graves would be doing the pay-per-views. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what comes out of that. But I mean, I feel for someone like that because I mean he's been great. He's never missed. He's always been great. And the fact that I don't know why they didn't move Wade Barrett back down there. You think Corey Graves would have some leeway in that? You think he'd have some seniority over that? I don't know. We'll see what happens, but that's the latest there. I don't know what that means. We'll hopefully figure it out. Lord Gasman, thank you, brother. Moving on, man. Yuki Pyro with a new membership. What the fuck are you drinking, Yuki Pyro? 417. Coming in with a new membership. That was well before the stream was set up. Thank you. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JD and OTS, hope everyone had a great weekend. Yeah. Thank you, Michael Krause. DC with a $13.99 super chat. Hey, Jay, do you remember that Rumble when Stone Cold had the bullseye on his back with the roster? That's going to be Roman this year. It's going to be interesting to see what goes down. Story, brother. This Rumble's going to have a lot of story going in. King Mo Jackson with the $4.99. Been a Penta fan since Lucha Underground, so it's awesome seeing him in WWE. Now, if TK can unleash Phoenix, I'll be a happier guy. Thank you, King Mo. Tony Khan is not letting Phoenix go under any circumstances whatsoever. Apex with a $1.99. Dom face turn. Or taking over the Judgment Day. I think more so taking over the Judgment Day. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. What intrigue in the Royal Rumble? Have Sammy eliminate Roman? Yeah, I don't know who's going to eliminate Roman. I don't know who's going to eliminate Roman. That's going to be a big deal. Roman's not winning the Rumble. All I know, I've been saying this for years. The more main event guys you have in the Rumble, the more unpredictable it's going to be. And this year, I mean, it's already unpredictable. Love it. King Mo with a $1.99. Saw or saying Raw on Netflix is corny. We get it. WWE loves to push their narratives, man. Jamel Turney with a $1.99. Gunther just kills people with truth. Yes, he does. And then he's got a fucking sarcastic prick smirk at the end of it, which adds insult to injury. Gunther's a great promo. He's just a great promo. Joey Taylor with a $3 super chat. Pentagon Jr., future world champion by 26 or 27. Man, he just got here. Penta doesn't even know what the fuck he's having for breakfast tomorrow morning, man. You're already putting a fucking world championship on him. Apex with a 199. Love the moving match card picks like in the RAE. I always was a big fan of the moving graphics, always. Adam Khan, the real Khan. Are you a new member, Adam? I could have swore you were a member already. I don't really understand that. Lauren with a 33-month membership. Hey, JD, this Rumble is shaping up to be one of the most star-studded Rumbles ever. Can't wait. Final 5, Cena, Orton, Punk, Roman, Rollins. Cena winning. I don't think Cena's winning the Rumble. I don't think Cena's winning the Rumble. Nia Jax getting that Hulk Hogan treatment. She did. Good for her. Lauren Marie Hunt also with a $2 Super Chat. Surprised John Cena wasn't on Raw tonight. Said Suka with a $4.99. Penta debut was the biggest FU to TK debut and presentation is miles ahead of what AEW did to market him. What a miss. Guy can be world champion. Best in the world, Matt. $50 Super Chat. All-Starter saw Penta look like a man freed from prison tonight. You can tell by his body language and his promo at the end of his match. So happy for Penta and hope he has a great run. Zero Miedo. Hashtag free Ray Phoenix. Absolutely. Thank you, Matt. Jason Barker, the 50. I'm ready for JD Graham versus JD Zero Miedo. Let's get it done, y'all. Oh, we got it done. We got it done. Maybe somebody should screenshot to fucking AJ Francis, my goofy podcast and my goofy fans. Oh, I made more during your meet and greet than you do on one of your goofy shows. Really? You don't know what fan base you're talking shit about, clown. This guy fucking wrestled a YouTuber that looks as skinny as a fucking scarecrow. Fuck out of here, man. Ridiculous. Thank you, Jason. Hardcore Kevin with a $2 Super Chat. JD, would you ever do a cooking stream? Maybe a barbecue? I don't know what I would do if there was life after pro wrestling, but a whiskey stream. Maybe we do in real life streams like fucking Sneeko. I don't know. Goal unlocked. Oh my goodness. You guys are fucking crazy, man. Aura puts us over the goal. No, he wrestled, who'd he wrestle? Brandon Collins. Oh, man, Brandon Collins. These fucking geeks who want to take their video game personas to actual pro wrestling promotions. Everybody's trying to follow in the footsteps of Chris Danger, man. Dank. They seen the success he had, so they all got to follow suit. Who? Don't worry, David. You're probably 10 times bigger than this fucking geek is. Hardcore Kevin, thank you, brother. Adam Khan with a $50 Super Chat. He says, Penta. Furious Nation with 39 months. What a WWE debut for Penta. TK has nobody to blame but himself. Aleister Black, Ray Phoenix, and Ricky Starks soon to follow, in my honest opinion. And then we get Wardlow. Hopefully. Hopefully we get Wardlow. Timothy James with a new membership. Thank you, brother. Jason Barker. $5 Super Chat. He says, Raw is sex. Oh, yeah. Survivor with a $6.99. Tonight's Raw was better than last week's episode and Hulk Hogan wasn't on it. Coincidence? I think not. Brandalorian 97 with a $4.99. Was there live show and atmosphere? Or was there? Live show and atmosphere was phenomenal. We heard it. We heard it, Brandalorian. You guys were great. Triple M, what's up, brother? 18 months, excited for the Rumble, gonna be fun. Wish I could be excited for new Destiny stuff. About to move to Helldivers or main Marvel rivals. Bro, listen, I grinded the shit out of the exotic mission. I got every potion or tonic. I got the gun, the catalyst. Did all the secrets. Done. What else did I do? Chase a rocket launcher and a scout rifle. I'm just tired of grinding the same activity over and over again. Logan the Inspired with a $4.99. PW Insider said talent were upset with the Penta match and promo because it went over and stuff got cut. Show didn't even go 3 hours. Thoughts? I am very confused at that news article. How could he go over when they're allotted 3 and the show only went 2 hours and 30 minutes? Who else was supposed to be on the show? What got cut? Nobody wants to see a 15-minute Sami Zayn and Miz match. Nobody wants to see a 15-minute Lyra and Dakota match. The matches that got more time deserved more time. Priest and Balor, and then Penta and Gable. That's it. I don't understand why everybody's so upset. It didn't even go 3 hours. What got cut? Lord Striker with a 5. Did you see the guy that listed all of AEW's problems on Twitter tonight? No, I did not. Please, someone send me that. Someone, please send me this on Twitter. DM me. Best in the world, Matt, with a $50 super chat. Michael Cole even mentioned that Penta was a former TNA World Champion as well. Tony screwed up bad. Keep being honest and genuine, JD, the best of the best of the best. And fuck the rest. Absolutely, brother. We even got a Lucha Underground reference. Armando with a 22 months. You're right, Tony messed up. How can you not book and market the fuck out of Penta? By the way, no one cares about AJ Francis. OTS, Zero Miedo, keep up the great work. Thank you, Armando. Infidelis, $9.99. Yeah. Zero fear. Thank you, brother. DJ Iffy. Jason Barker with the $20 super chat. What is your opinion on that Wrestle Cringe account? That motherfucker wants Amazing Red and Effie to fire you at House of Glory. Cook the shit out, or cook the shit right as you get my message in the super chat portion. Well, he's probably some fat, overweight, unemployed slob who thinks making content on Twitter by grifting off of others' engagement is the way to go, man. His life priorities are probably all skewed and all fucked up. He's got no friends. He's got no family. Guy lives in a fucking basement apartment all by himself with no fucking life surrounding him. No pets, no dogs, no cat, no bird, no fish, no nothing. Probably eats fucking pizza rolls and Hot Pockets all day long and drowns his sorrows in nothing but fucking Pepsi and Coke while he's giving himself fucking diabetes at the same time. Effie doesn't even work at House of Glory. How the fuck could Effie fire me from House of Glory? Effie works for GCW. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but everybody in HOG recognizes the videos that everybody continues to tweet at them. And they've done nothing about it because I've talked to them about it. Nothing's going to happen. I don't really understand. You know, it goes to show you how people are absolutely just wastes of human beings. Vindictive, angry. For what? Because I talk about pro wrestling? I mean, this guy's a fucking ass. This guy's an idiot. He is such a fucking retard. It's not even fucking funny, man. It's not. It's sad, actually. I mean, the guy was complaining all up and down Tony's thread last night over the match that he made for Collision. Yet I'm the fucking problem. When I speak ill will about AEW, I'm the problem. But he posted a long tweet in Tony's thing about how we need to move on and pivot. No shit. The thing that you're complaining about, I'm also complaining about. So what's the problem? What's the problem? I talk pro wrestling. We got to get this guy out of here. Good luck with that. Logan the Inspired with a $4.99. Curious on this, JD. God forbid Cena gets injured. But if so, do you think he still retires in December or extends his dates past or based on injury severity? I think if he does get injured, God forbid, I do think that we get his retirement extended. He's not going to want to go out that way, and neither would I. Skinner with 16 months. Hey, JD, 16 months. Just want to say prayers to the people affected by the wildfires in Los Angeles, and I'm hoping this year is better for you than last year. Thank you, Skinner. Appreciate that, my friend. Ryan Matthew Russo with a $20 super chat. What if AEW changed its format to be more like HBO boxing with a weekly show that's a behind-the-scenes training camp with drama and story leading to the match? And then they host a pay-per-view every month with those rematches. Brother, you are asking for them to do a lot more work than they even want to do now. Never in 1,000 lifetimes is that going to happen. They do not want to tell any stories. They are incapable of telling episodic stories. They once did it so well, and now they almost seemingly forgot how to do that. Hidden Network, thank you, brother. Wear the Penta mask on the AW stream instead. OTS for life. I will take a poll. I will gladly take a poll, brother. That is a good idea, actually. Just to kind of fuck them. I like the way you think, Hidden Network. Logan the Inspired, please go read Corey Graves' latest tweet. We did that, man. I don't know what to think about it. Yuri Lover with a 5. My HOF, my Hall of Fame predictions. Triple H, John Cena, Bros of Destruction, Bray Wyatt, Chyna, and R-Truth. I do think John Cena goes into the Hall of Fame. I do think Bray goes into the Hall of Fame as well. Gotta touch my soul with a $20 super chat. Swerve Strickland congratulated Penta by saying brother in Spanish. Yes, he did. Hopefully Tony doesn't punish him for that. Seeming that he has already punished Swerve because he just dropped the Bobby Lashley feud out of nowhere. The Faithless Devil with a $4.99. The stakes have never been so high for a Royal Rumble with the stacked roster. The outcome could be anyone. I love it. Everyone has a moment. Yes? I can't wait. Dova Kensupa with a $50 super chat. What do you think about Corey Graves right now? He tweeted some messed up shit. He should be on the main roster commentary, in my opinion. Well, we just talked about that earlier, man. I don't know what to think. I don't know what's going on there. I feel like it could be a work. Or maybe he's just venting frustration. I don't see Corey Graves the type of guy to vent frustration on social media. I just don't see that coming from him. Thank you for the 50, brother. Appreciate you. Logan the Inspired with the 4.99. I'm curious again, JD. Is there anything you thought Vince did better than Triple H is currently doing right now, running creative? Even if it's just one thing, if any. That is a very difficult question. That is a very difficult question. The Vince McMahon that we just recently saw as of a few years ago, there's nothing that he does better than Triple H. Nothing. And I don't think we can compare old Vince McMahon to this version of Triple H, who's running the main roster right now, because Vince operated in a different time and he was able to do more things that Triple H can't do right now. Whether it's comedy, crude jokes, sexual humor, sexuality, Triple H can't do any of that. So I don't really think it's a comparable situation. I will say Triple H's legacy is going to be defined in what he does now, more so than what his legacy was as a pro wrestler. Savvy Seed with a $4.99. I know the OGs of the channel will feel me on this when I say, JD, this show was a jackpot motherfucker. Cheers, OTS family, and fuck those other guys. Yes, that is certainly the OG catchphrase for sure, man. I wish Call of Duty was great. I'd play it, but it sucks. It's awful. Adam Hernandez with a $20 super chat. I don't know why CM Punk's intro got me amped up like your old intro with Pilot asking, are we live? Because CM Punk is the fucking man, bro. That's why. John with a $1.99 and a $4.99. Jay announced for the Rumble won't be Gunther. No disrespect to Gunther. All of the major names will overtake him going into Mania. He's better off retiring Goldberg. Mr. Team Bring It with a $1.99. Would Ricochet have stayed on the mid-card in WWE? I don't think so. I think he had some weird, bizarre dreams that things were going to work out differently in AEW, and they haven't. Alex Roskell with a $2.79. Now JD can buy AEW. No, I can't. Nor would I. Midmost Mark with a 40 months. Monday Night Raw is fucking back. Cheers, JD. Shout out to my boys, Hooligrim and Otis. Thank you, brother. 8 more months and you got yourself an elusive Mustang badge next to your name. Storm Jess with a $2 super chat. Hope Penta's #1 in the Rumble. I could see them giving #1 to Jey Uso so he gets the entrance. DW Hurd with a $5 super chat. JD, you're awesome. Did Vince Russo ever say he would quit the wrestling industry if WWE pushed Lyra Valkryria? I don't know. Does Vince not like Lyra? I know he's a big fan of Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. I don't know what he thinks of Lyra. Vince knows who should be on TV and who shouldn't be on TV. I think he's got an eye for talent. If I'm Tony Khan, I give him a fucking call to be a guidance counselor or something like that. Joe Smokey 89 with a $1.99. You're the best, JD. Hope your week will be good. Thank you, Joe Smokey. Lorgasmic, thank you, brother, for the 100 in super chat. Appreciate you as always. Nice to see you. The Abyss with a $1.99. JD Gone Jr. versus JD Graham. Book it and take my money. Yeah. I'm so lost, bro. Says Vince thinks she's not a star. Well, she's not. Vince is right. She hasn't done anything to capture the investment from the audience. Jason Barker simply with a $20 super chat. Thank you, brother. Alex Roskell with a new membership. The fuck is Alex drinking tonight? Somebody get him a cold beverage. James All Day with a $1.99. JD, any 2025 WWE Hall of Fame predictions? John Cena and Bray Wyatt. Ara with a $50 super chat. Hey, JD, I live in LA and I saw Rusev at my gym. And I went over and talked to him and he told me that he loves AEW because of how much times he gets to spend in LA. I asked him if he would come back to WWE. He said, never say never. I miss my guy Rusev, Miro. Another guy, Tony, fumbled. But we don't really know what's happening behind the scenes. We don't know if Rusev is someone that is cool to deal with. Maybe he's a headache. No idea. Ricardo Linnell with a $10 super chat. Ricardo simply says, and I quote, Jesse, why is there an echo here, bro? I don't understand why there's an echo here, bro.
I don't even know why I come here.
I don't know why you come here either, motherfucker. Why is there an echo? I thought we took care of this. This fucking guy, man. The Abyss with a $4.99. If you do anything after wrestling, you got to have a real venue that we can come to and have a cold beverage and watch some wrestling. Maybe that's the goal. Abyss, thank you for $4.99. Joey Taylor with a $5 super chat. JD, no disrespect to Chris Danger, but why are these YouTubers trying to be wrestlers and trying to start these pathetic wrestling companies? Shout out to my guy, Dank. Probably doesn't give a shit about what I say, but he's the OG, brother. He's the OG. I took great influence from watching him. Moise with a $19.99. Thank you again, JD, for the wonderful message to me. Made me tear up when you said, I promise when the next person comes into your life, you will be the happiest ever. Really needed to hear that. Love you, JD and OTS family. Thank you, brother. I promise you, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right, bro. Jesse is definitely upset the Vikings lost. You guys can let him have it on Wednesday. James All Day with a $1.99. Did you see Lucha Underground making a comeback? No. Not at all. Major with a $1.99. JD, did you see the Jericho and Dax Softwood match on Collision? Yes, I did, unfortunately, and it was fucking awful. An embarrassment of everything that is wrong with AEW. John with a $1.99. The first ever three-peat Roman and Cody history. I could see it happening, but it is not happening at WrestleMania. Alex Roskell with a $14 super chat. JD, do you think we are in store for one of the greatest roads to WrestleMania? Yes. What do you predict happens in the build? Cheers. I wish I could tell you, Alex. I will continue to tell you as soon as we get The Rock factored into plans, if he will be there or not, we'll know. The Rock is the key to everybody's WrestleMania plans. He knows it. We know it. WWE knows it. The fans know it. Bradley Robinette with a $1.99. Athena in the women's gauntlet match. I hope so. I hope so. If she's not, I am definitely going to rant about that one. James All Day with a $1.99 and a $1.99. JD, do you see Adam Cole coming back to WWE? Yes, I do. Absolutely. I also see Britt Baker coming to WWE. JD, have you watched DPW Wrestling? I have not. And Big Steve, for the 4 months, will Mr. 9 to 5 start wrestling? No. No, I live to piss people off here. We'll just continue to do that. People saying they can't seem to get enough of me. Just sitting in this chair, talking about pro wrestling. What the fuck do I need to go wrestle for? I could see myself managing somebody, though, for sure. Anybody need a mouthpiece? Let me know. Clearly, I got the gift of gab. Thank you guys for a great fucking stream, man. Oh my goodness. Thank you to my Twitch purple snakes out there. Appreciate you very much. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the content, including today's video on Tony Khan. It's all on the homepage. Go and check that out. Nice Tony Khan roasting on the podcast today. Continue to hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Helps us out in the algorithm. Thank you for the super chat love tonight. I will be ordering the Penta mask for your entertainment. Thank you guys very much. And please make sure you check out my sponsor for tonight's show, BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. Until tomorrow night, Tuesday Night Titans live with the one and only, the Salamonster, right here. 8:30 Eastern, right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.